Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I'm going to talk about the number one reason why narcissists are mean to you. Well, let me just start by saying narcissists are mean people, okay? They're not nice people. They're mean people, all right? But they portray to be the opposite of who they really are in the beginning. And this is how they fool people. They don't really see who the narcissist is till the end of the relationship, when the narcissist feels they have nothing to lose, they don't need you anymore, they're bored with you. And then you really see who the narcissist is at the end of the relationship, that they're not a nice person. They're actually a very mean person, okay? But we're going to get into the reasons why the narcissist is mean to you, okay? Narcissists, number one, expect you to make them happy. They feel your sole purpose is to make them happy. But see, here's the thing. Nothing and nobody will make a narcissist happy because they themselves have an unhappiness within themselves. They have an emptiness within themselves. And a lot of it has to do with during their childhood development, they may have been overvalidated, undervalidated, but somewhere along the line, they became damaged. Nature plus nurture, right? So now you have an adult person who expects the world, who expects the, unrealistic, okay? Like a lot of people said, narcissists have the Peter Pan syndrome. They'll never grow up, okay? They feel life is fun and games. Life is all about satisfying their needs. They're emotionally, immature. They don't want to deal with the realities and the hardships of life, okay? In life, you're going to have certain things that you have to deal with. You may have financial problems. You may go broke. You may have relationship problems. You may have family problems. You may have problems with children, raising children, whatever it could be. You could lose your job. You could get sick. These are all the hardships of life. But see, the narcissists, they don't want to deal with any of that because they're like an immature child and they expect to be always happy. And they don't want to deal with reality or real life, okay? The minute that things get hard, the narcissist gets going. So when the going gets tough, the narcissist gets going. They're not your ride or die. They're nobody's ride or die because a narcissist doesn't want to deal with the tough things in life. And they expect you to always make them happy. All right? Now, remember this. When you first got with that narcissist, they fantasized about you. I can't talk. Sorry, guys. Narcissists fantasize about people, especially in the beginning when they don't really know you. They fantasize and they've built you up in their minds to be something that you're not, okay? It's not your fault. It's the narcissist's fault because they expected you to make them happy. And as the relationship goes on, the narcissist is going to see certain things about you that they don't like. So narcissists don't take into account that you're a human being and all human beings have flaws, okay? We all have flaws. A mature individual, a grown adult realizes that. But no, the narcissist doesn't think that you should be able to have any flaws. They have black and white thinking. So as the relationship goes on, the narcissist sees things they don't like about you, or you do things that the narcissist doesn't like. You may question them about things. Narcissists hate to be questioned, okay? You may challenge them, and they don't ever want to be challenged. How dare you challenge the narcissist, okay? The narcissist feels they're always right. You're inferior to them. You shouldn't even, ever challenge them. That's why they walk out on you or they rage out on you, because you're trying to make them accountable. They don't want to be accountable. They're like a child or a criminal who never wants to be accountable, all right? So what happens is they grow to hate you or they grow to get bored with you, and they get mean to you, okay? Because now you're all either all good or you're all bad. So when the narcissist starts to see things they don't like about you, now all of a sudden you got the scarlet letter and they grow to hate you, all right? Now, and this is the thing with narcissists. They grow to hate everybody, all right? Eventually, a narcissist hates everybody, okay? Also, they also look at you as the competition. So automatically, they're going to hate you. They're in competition with you. This is what people don't realize. They're not a partner. They don't look at you on the same level as them. They can't look at you on the same level as them because that would give you value. The narcissist doesn't want to give you value because giving you value, it's like a balance, okay? Like a scale. If they give you value, that means their value goes down. So they have to take away your value in order for their value of the scale to go up. All right. So they secretly hate you. But the thing is, they don't tell you that. They may be cruel and mean to you, but they don't tell you that. And people say, well, why do they stay with me if they hate me? Because they're using you for some sort of supply. You're giving that narcissist something. This is what people don't realize. It's not about, a loving partner, unconditional, I love you unconditionally for life. It's not about that. You're giving them something. Maybe you're giving them, you're helping them, live in a home. You're helping them raise their kids. You're helping them, by giving them attention, by cooking for them, cleaning for them, doing their laundry, being there for them. You're their security blanket, right? And here's the other thing too, keep in mind. The longer you're with the narcissist, the more they're going to get cruel, more and more cruel. And why is that? Because they feel more comfortable with you, all right? So the more comfortable the narcissist feels with you, the more they feel they could step on you. It's the same thing with why people ask this question all the time. Why are they so nice to outsiders and so cruel to us behind closed doors? Because for a couple of reasons, and I've gone through this, because number one, they got you, okay? They got you, and pretty much at that point, they know you're not going anywhere. Whereas these outsiders, they want to portray an image to these outsiders that they're somebody that they're not, okay? Because they're worried about image. As far as you're concerned, they figure you already know what they are, okay? You're already, fighting with them. You're already seeing through them. So at this point, they don't really care because they feel they got you. And also, they're nice to outsiders because they want to use these outsiders in the future, maybe against you, okay? Maybe to gang up on you. So people will look at them and say, oh, they're so nice. Oh, their partner's a monster, meaning you, the monster, right? Because they manipulated these outsiders to think that they're a nice person, all right? The other thing that you have to keep in mind of why the narcissist is mean to you, because they're frustrated because they don't really want you, but they have to put up with you. Because narcissists, like I told you, they use people and they throw them to the wind, okay? But they may need to hold on to you till they move on to another supply. And they could be frustrated because you're not exactly who they want, all right? Because again, narcissists have unrealistic expectations of what they want in a partner. So they built you up as this fantasy in their mind to be, something that is not even human, okay? And then when the reality set in, the real life, living real life with somebody set in, they figured, I don't want to deal with all of this or the hardships. It's like the Peter Pan syndrome. I'll just, I won't grow up. I'll just move on to another supply, okay? And this is what it is, all right? So they're never happy with whoever they're with. And like I said before, that's the deep-rooted unhappiness and the fact that they're an unsatisfied, insecure person. The other thing, too, is Narcissists are greedy and they don't appreciate what they have, okay? And they get bitter if they expect more. See, narcissists always expect more, all right? Because they're very greedy people. And so when they build up this fantasy of what you should be doing for them, because remember what I told you in the beginning of this podcast, they're mean to you because they expect you to make them happy all of the fucking time, okay? Which is impossible for anybody. This is what's so difficult about being with a narcissist. I'll never forget years ago, one of my girlfriends, when we were out there and we were dating and everything, back in Brooklyn, she said to me, she goes, man, it is so hard to make these people, to keep that spark going. She says, because it's just so hard to keep these people interested. It's because these people were narcissistic, all right? So of course, they're not going to appreciate you for you. So yeah, it's going to be hard to keep it going. She referred to it as the spark. It's so hard to keep the spark going with these people. You date them and then, it never goes anywhere or they move on to somebody else. It's because you're dealing with a narcissist who doesn't appreciate you for a person and, they move on to the next. That's what it is. The other thing too is they have to put you down. Remember, a balancing scale. As I'm describing this, they have to put you down to feel superior. They always will correct you. They always will tell you that you're doing something wrong. Okay. This is all devaluation. And narcissists will justify it in their mind, no matter what you do. Okay. This is why you can't win with these people. You can't win with the narcissist. It's like this, you guys, no matter what you do, the narcissist is going to have a problem with something because they're nitpickers. This is part of their anxiety and their need for control. They've always got to say, oh, why did you do this? Why did you put the pillow on that side? Oh, why did you wash the dishes this way? Oh, why did you fold the laundry that way? Oh, why are you doing this with the children? Okay, this constant need for control to always tell you that you're doing something wrong. They think that they're the great experts on everything, and they have to do that in order to make themselves feel superior. Okay, even if you're doing it right, they'll tell you you're doing it wrong or you should do it this way. Okay, like who the fuck are you to tell me when I know I'm doing it right? But this is what makes narcissists so impossible. The constant devaluation, constant putting you down. So they're going to build it up and they're going to justify in their mind and say, you don't know what you're doing. Your brains are all scrambled. I can't believe I'm with somebody like you. And they're going to grow a real hatred for you. Okay. They devalue you because they have to devalue you to make themselves feel superior. And then they grow this hatred for you. And that's why they're going to be mean to you. They may be, if it's a covert narcissist, they're going to be passive aggressive and sarcastic and be a wise ass. All right. Covert narcissists love to be a wise ass with their remarks. Okay. That's how you know you're dealing. One of the ways you know you're dealing with a covert narcissist. They're very, very passive aggressive. All right. The other thing is when they're frustrated, they need a punching bag. So it may not even be you. It could be somebody else. They could be having a bad day with their boss or with another supply that you don't know about. And who are they going to take it out on? They take it out on you, the person that's closest to them. You become their punching bag, all right? I saw this as I was growing up, even in my family. It may not have been something that somebody did, but, like my father would take it out on people if he had a rough day or something like that, or he was in a rough business. My father's business was a very rough and dangerous business, all right? My father was a malignant narcissist. He was a very dangerous man, okay? Very dangerous. We all feared him, and even people on the street feared him, all right? So he was under a lot of stress. And, the kind of business that he was in, he was a nervous guy. He was an anxious guy. And who was gonna, be the punching bag, or who was gonna be the ones to have to take the brunt of all that? The family, of course. The family. All right. So this is what happens. They come home in a bad mood. They pick on somebody, and this is what it is. They'll pick on somebody. They'll take it out on somebody. And it could be because of other frustrations within their life, but they don't have a right to do that, okay? That's not a normal thing for somebody to do, to just take out their frustrations on somebody. But this is what a narcissist feels they can do, because they feel entitled to be able to do that, to be able to take it out on you, all right? So that's why you got to have your power. You got to respect yourself. You've got to stand up for yourself. If you're dealing with a dangerous, malignant narcissist, do not take them on toe to toe, okay? It could be a very dangerous situation. You have to leave in silence, and don't tell that narcissist that you're leaving them, all right? I say this time and time again. So many people get hurt. I mean, badly hurt, because they deal with somebody who could be like a malignant or covert malignant narcissist, and they try to take them on. These are not people that you want to take on, okay? Not that you should fear them, mind you, but it's about being smart, okay? Leave in silence is the smartest way. So the thing is this, you guys, these narcissists, they're not about you, me, you and I. They tell you that in the beginning. You and I, we're one. Okay. I remember when I was dealing with the narcissist, he was always like, oh, you and I, we're one. We're one. We're one. Okay. It was more part of the, the love bombing he was giving me and everything. We're one. Right. I have to laugh about this shit. He was also another one that used to send me the videos. Man, he flooded my Facebook with romantic videos, and on my my phone with all these to reel you in, right? But meanwhile, these people were dangerous, all right? So, after the love bombing stage, they turn wicked and mean, all right? These narcissists turn wicked and mean, and they feel powerful when they're mean to you, all right? This is what it is. They feel a sense of power when they're cruel to other people. They feel when they're being nice to you, that means they're weak. So they've got to be cruel and wicked, and they've got to make themselves feel important. It's like a bully, you guys. What is a bully? A bully is a basic coward that has to bully someone else, be mean to somebody else so that they could feel like they're a somebody, they're tough, they're somebody. No, because they can never be nice to people, because to them, it makes them feel like they're weak or something like that, till they come across the wrong one and they get their head knocked off. All right. And I've seen that. So the bottom line is this, all right? These narcissists, you're dealing with a mean person, period, dot, end of story. Narcissist equals liar, equals somebody who's cruel, somebody who's wicked, somebody who's going to take it out on you, somebody who's got the Peter Pan syndrome, who never wants to grow up or take responsibility, all right? They're fantasizing. Life to them is a fantasy. They're not about the reality, the real life. They're living in their little bubble, okay? They're mean because they're frustrated. They may not want to be with you, but they have to be with you because they're getting some sort of supply that they need out of you, maybe a place to live. They're never happy, never satisfied, and they're going to blame you for that, okay? They're going to blame you for why they're miserable. It's your fault, okay? Everything is, it's your fault. It's your fault. No, you don't take fucking accountability. Don't be pointing fingers at me and telling me it's my fault. Take the accountability, but see, you can't because you don't want to face that shame. So instead, you need to blame somebody else and be mean to somebody else and make somebody else your punching bag. That's what it really is, okay? And that's where the injustice is. Because no matter what a narcissist may feel inside, okay, whether they went through trauma or they didn't go through trauma, nobody has a fucking right to be mean or take it out on anybody else, okay? Nobody. So you need to hold your ground, stand your ground, and don't let anybody disrespect you. Not today, Satan. You need to, walk away from these people. Don't allow them to treat you mean or something. Understand. Put that boundary up. Realize what you will take and what you won't take. Because if you keep taking it and taking it and taking it, it's going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. It's like abuse. Abuse doesn't come out where they come at you and they punch you in the face right away. That's not how it starts. It starts off very subtle. They push you. They may slap you. They may put their finger in your face. This is how it starts till it escalates to something worse where they could put you through a wall or even worse, unalive you or something like that, all right? And it's the same thing as dealing with a mean narcissist who treats you like garbage. You have to put up that boundary and be like, you ever talk to me or treat me like this again, or you ever do anything like that, I will not be here. And you've got to mean it, okay? Because you have to value yourself of what you will take and what you won't take. Otherwise, this narcissist is going to walk all over you and take advantage of you and rip up your mental state, which is going to affect your physical state, okay? Not today, Satan, because you know who the fuck you are, and you're not going to let this person do that to you. Understand, if they're mean to you, it's not necessarily that you did anything wrong. It's just that they're frustrated, they're miserable inside, and they're looking for a scapegoat, or they're looking for somebody to take it out on. So you let that narcissist know you ain't going to be taking it out on me or you're going to have problems. Okay? Whew, I'm getting into my Brooklyn now. All right? You guys, I'm cracking myself up right now. I am cracking myself up. But you guys know what I'm saying. All right? That's the bottom line. You got to let that narcissist know that you're not going to put up with that and you're not going to take that. Or they'll take advantage of you and they'll abuse you, okay? Nobody's abusing you. So, stand your ground. Get your support system. Take care of yourself so that this narcissist doesn't treat you that way, all right? I hope that helps you. If it does, please hit the subscribe button. Share the video. If you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio at askyaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed. I have limited time, limited availability. If you don't know if you're dealing with a narcissist, what kind of narcissist you're dealing with, check out the link in the bio, all right? At askyaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed. Also, you guys, check out my YouTube at the Game Exposed podcast, over 7,500 videos. There's a lot of information. Go check it out. TikTok is The Game Exposed, and Facebook, Instagram is The Game EXP123, and have a great day.